Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule।
John Hutton and the Art of Glass Engraving. Continue watching to find out more.
Being vegan has made me that much more compassionate and thoughtful. It's really helped me become more in tune with my identity on the whole and the kind of person I want to be. Neda Khalid, vegan.
To send a warm welcome in Chamorro, one of the official languages of the Northern Mariana Islands. You say, Bienvenido. Generous viewers, I am Rosanna. Heaven see every good and noble deed you do for the less privileged, despite the hindrances in your own personal life. The pure-hearted people of the Northern Mariana Islands salute you for being such a saint. Welcome to our show, John Hutton and the Art of Glass Engraving. Engraved glass is a style of decorated glass that has been around since the 1st century AD. In its simplest form, the process of engraving glass involves using a tool to scrape the surface of glass to leave a mark. In the earlier times of this artistic craft, engraving was done by holding a glass object up against a rotating wheel, or by manipulating a diamond point or other sharp object across the surface. More modern forms consist of drill engraving, which can cut more deeply into the glass to produce the illusion of three-dimensional objects, along with a process called sandblasting, which is an industrial technique used for mass-produced designs. One of the biggest challenges in engraving is to create lifelike representations of a person's face, because different reflections in the glass obscure the image as the viewer moves and the lighting changes. That has not stopped many talented artists from engraving depictions of humans and our animal people friends in objects such as drinking glasses, goblets, plates, and windows. Since its inception, engraved glass has always been considered an expensive luxury due to the amount of time each individual piece takes, as well as the high degree of precision and skill required. In one case, with the prominent engraved glass artist John Hutton, an individual piece took 10 years. Consequently, many glass art pieces remain in private collections and are not shown in public. The New Zealand-born artist John Hutton is a highly acclaimed glass engraving artist of modern times and created a unique technique that consists of evocative depictions of religious images. Central to his artistic creations were the themes of religion, love and peace, with a mystical leaning. John was born in Clyde on the South Island of New Zealand in 1906. After studying law at the Wanganui Collegiate School from 1920 to 1922, he decided to forgo this profession in pursuit of becoming a professional artist, even though up to this point he had no formal education in the arts. He married fellow artist Helen Nell Blair in 1934, and together they had 3 children, one of which, Warwick Hutton, assisted his father on many of his famous pieces. The following year they moved to Suffolk, England, to an artists' commune at Assington Hall. John developed an interest in mural painting while living in the commune and worked for the Paris exhibition of 1937, as well as painting murals for the Orient Line passenger ships. It was not until years later, when he returned from the army and taught mural painting at London's Goldsmiths College School of Art, that he started to find a passion for glass engraving. His first large-scale engravings were created in 1947, consisting of a series of 4 panels depicting the seasons for a restaurant area on the Cunard ship named Caronia. By 1953, he had developed a new technique for glass engraving using grinding wheels on a handheld flexible drive. In the mid-1950s, John began working on what would be known as his chef d'oeuvre or masterpiece, entitled Screen of Saints and Angels, located on the Great West entrance of Coventry Cathedral in Coventry, England. This massive artistic endeavour, 70 feet high or 21.5 metres and 45 feet wide or 18.85 metres, and includes 66 larger-than-life glass engraved figures of saints and angels, took 10 years to complete. The window on which Screen of Saints and Angels is engraved was designed by Arup to have as much open glass as possible for Hutton's creations. Mr. Arup was one of the leading architects and structural engineers at the time and was credited with the design and construction of the famous Sydney Opera House. The success of the Great West Screen of Coventry Cathedral led to further similar commissions, including those for Guildford Cathedral, the Shakespeare Centre in Stratford-on-Avon, the Civic Centre in Newcastle-on-Tyne and Plymouth, and the Archives Building in Ottawa, Canada. John modelled many angels and saints for his artwork after Miss Marigold Dodson, and for the male subjects, John used himself as a model by looking into a mirror. Beginning the process of his large-scale artistic creations, John initiated the work by drawing the design with white chalk on black paper, using a small scale of about 30 inches long. When he has perfected the design at that scale, he then replicated the drawing using chalk on black paper at full scale, as it would be engraved onto the window. Finally, the glass pane was placed over the chalk drawing and used as a reference during the engraving process. Mr. Hutton brought his drawings to life by using a self-created engraving tool made from an old washing machine motor, fitted with a flexible drive shaft. On the end, various sizes and grades of a grinding wheel could be used, all designed by the artist. The wheel would become so hot when engraving the glass, a sponge and water were used to cool it down. For his acclaimed Screen of Saints and Angels, completed in 1962, John created a feeling of movement in the figures. His angels were seen flying with wings and playing trumpets, which truly added life, joy and jubilation to the masterpiece. The movement was balanced with a sense of stability by not having the angels cross the central vertical section of window. While John Hutton worked on the Great West Screen of Coventry Cathedral, he worked simultaneously on other large-scale projects. In 1957, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II unveiled John's memorial window to World War II as part of the Dunkirk Memorial in Dunkirk Town Cemetery, France. In 1960, John Hutton created 24 panels depicting scenes of the Roman world to commemorate the discovery of the ruins of the Temple of Mithras on the site of the now demolished Buckler's Berries house. In 2015, these panels were relocated to the new entrance of Bank Station in London, beneath the Bloomberg building. Mr. Hutton also created a glass screen depicting myths relating to the sea at Plymouth Civic Centre, UK. He designed and engraved 6 larger-than-life angels for the west doors, as well as 3 angels over the south transept doors of Guildford Cathedral in Surrey, UK. John Hutton designed 19 glass engravings of Shakespeare's most famous characters from many of his world-renowned plays at the Shakespeare Centre in Stratford-upon-Avon, UK, which officially opened in 1964. Since the opening of the National Library and Archives building in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada in 1967, John Hutton's 37 glass engravings have decorated the lobbies on the first 3 floors, representing important stages in the development of world literature and Canadian history. It took 4 years for Mr. Hutton to complete the 37 panels, of which included lifelike figures of Shakespeare, Leo Tolstoy, Plato, and many other prominent historical figures. In 1975, John Hutton became the first Vice President of the newly founded British Guild of Glass Engravers, which acted as a forum to teach engraving techniques and discuss new developments around the world of the art form. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who was the wife of King George VI, was one of the original honorary members and supporters of the Guild. Hutton's final large-scale project and only work produced in the USA, The Spirit of Thanksgiving, for Thanksgiving Square in Dallas, Texas, was debuted in 1975. The large engraved glass panel can be found above the entryway to the Chapel of Thanksgiving and features a largely deeply cut 3-dimensional dove surrounded with circular surface effects. In choosing a dove, John wanted to use a religious image that transcended any individual religion or denomination. The dove, John says, is a symbol used throughout history to depict beauty, peace, hope, and thanksgiving. John Hutton passed away in 1978 and requested his ashes be buried underneath the screen of saints and angels at the Coventry Cathedral. During an incident in January 2020, part of the Coventry Cathedral Great West screen, the Angel of Eternal Gospel, was sadly damaged, and in its place temporarily stands a glass art piece, the Lichtung, by the young German artist Anne Peters. Anne expressed that she felt a huge honour to be asked to display her work in the cathedral. John Hutton is viewed as a revolutionary in the field of glass engraving, both in style and creative tool design concepts. His public creations have been enjoyed by many in the UK, the United States and Canada, and many of his creations can be found in private collections all over the world. His numerous works of art continue to fill viewers with a sense of wonder and inspiration.
Vegan. Don't really know what medicine means.
Virtuous viewers, thank you for your company today during John Hutton and the Art of Glass Engraving. Up next is Reverend William Milton, Vegan, Fostering Spiritual Growth and Veganism, Part 2 of 2. In the celestial radiance, may all people cherish our physical existence as we diligently meditate on the divine.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.